team winning and everybody in first place. Raise your glass, let's celebrate. Own lane in your own race. Why you got such a sad face? Not up to me, you chose your fate. It's a long way going down. All I can do is say congratulations. All you niggas do is slay and hate. But how can you hate when you can't relate? I ain't got time, I got moves to make. Cross the finish, not shake and bake. I don't know what to do with my hands. Look at this money and dance. Oh, man. She like, give me one more chance. All I do is give her cash. She get the cash, she drop it so fast. She on the pole, she doing her dance. I'm like, mommy, come give me that stance. I'm like quarterback and she a hike. I don't give a fuck, she rockin' the mic. She got hands, she gon' go out of sight. Take the moon and you rock it or not. She from Melbourne.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Who Got Game. It's like Christmas Eve in here because tomorrow the NBA season kicks off, the 75th season. It's going to be a great one, and we are excited. I'm Jason's own Fisher, joined as always by Pavy to my left, and the man who holds it all down here at SLiC Studios, the one and only BDB Dizzle, Boom Dizzle, Baron Davis. Many nicknames. You don't hear me in the headphones?
I can't hear you. I ain't got my earphones.
Wow, if only we were sitting closer to one another, you'd be able to hear me. But well,
these are noise cancellation.
oh, you can't hear anything I'm saying. That's good because I think I messed up one of your 12 nicknames when I was introducing you. So,
I can read lips, but I cannot hear. I can read lips very well.
okay, all right. Yeah. Well, welcome.
My acting career is picking up, so I'm learning how to, read lips.
Fair.
You need that for acting? To read lips?
Yeah, I got a movie I'm doing
Okay. Tell me about it.
where dude he just read people lips. He like, and they think he a mind reader. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's got to be hard during COVID with everyone masked up, when you're wearing masks. How are you going to do that?
Nah, it's a cold movie because he just he scam people. So like he'll be eavesdropping at the bar on your conversation and he can read lips.
Yeah.
And then basically, like, he'll approach you and be like, something good is going to happen to you, Jason. You know what I mean? You're doing all these tours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're doing this stuff with the NCAA, the NIL, now with SLiC, and that, everything that you was, telling your friends over a beer. And he's like, I have this opportunity for you.
Okay.
Because, and you're like, who are you? And he's like, man, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like,
it's kind of creepy.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a stalker a little bit.
It's very creepy. It's like a horror.
This is like
it's
Jordan
not a
Peele.
horror. It's like
a little Jordan Peele.
It's like really like a psychological thriller about
like
that, and then he becomes like a super fan. You know what I mean, of this host. Not like think like
Is this about me?
No, think like a Ernie Johnson or like a Jeff Van Gundy. It's not a player, right?
Okay.
But he's like a huge fan of like this announcer.
Yeah.
And he starts to like, basically because he can read lips. And so he starts to like follow him around and like learn him because he wants to be, a lot like him. And so he starts to like, emulate this dude. You know what I mean? To the point where the dude becomes annoyed with him and realize what the dude is doing and that he's really a psycho, and people are like, no, he's a super fan.
Okay.
All right.
When's this coming out?
Tomorrow.
It's coming out tomorrow, just in time for
In my mind.
yeah, I think that's where it's coming out.
I got to write it down now.
Okay, well, we record these episodes. You can go back and watch it. That's the pitch. If there's anyone out there who wants to make this movie happen, hit up BD.
Hit me up for my storytelling.
That's
should
right.
do a storytelling, like movie theme.
Yeah,
every day.
I think so. So BD's having lunch right now. What are you eating? What's on the menu?
Turkey sandwich, man. I don't get a chance to eat because I'm in meetings all day.
Yeah.
So I figure, because this is probably my most comfortable audience. Mm-hmm. And
why not have a turkey sandwich?
And y'all my friends out there. Y'all know how I get down. Usually I'm hungover, and y'all the only ones who know when I'm hungover.
Bro.
But I've been pretty good.
You're the one who's hungover.
Bro.
What happened to you, Pavy?
All right.
Much wine?
So, no, what happened? Okay, so first of all, I dropped a project yesterday.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you. So,
you dropped your music project?
Yes, I dropped
Dope.
the project with the homie T swim team. Dropped the project with them.
Dope,
so what
congrats.
happened was I was at this guy's crib, and then I get it.
Who is this guy? Because there's people who
I was
are
at
producer.
TP's crib. We sitting there, we chilling. Then I get a text like, yo, we should go to Delilah tonight. And I'm like, I don't want to, but like, all right, we did. We should.
Really doesn't take much to sway you.
It doesn't
One
really.
text.
Yeah, nah, it was more than that. It was like we went to Delilah tonight, and we went 2 girls, one who was. Long story.
No, please let us.
It was just
No,
one
we
girl.
got time.
Yeah.
Nah, it was
Hour.
okay. So it was okay.
Yeah.
So it's one girl who I've been meaning to see for a minute, but she been out in the wind doing whatever she does.
Let's tag her. What's her handle?
I'm not gonna tag her. No, I'm not gonna tag her. I don't even think she. I don't even.
He's scared. He's scared to tag her because he just said she been out
in the wind.
Yeah,
She been out in the wind, right? All right, cool. So boom, we go
out
to.
in the
tagging
wind.
her. I'm
What,
sending
now,
her this
when
clip.
you say out in the wind,
What
what? Because out in the wind means something different to me. I'm sure. Than
Yeah,
to
what
you.
does it mean to you?
Right? What does it mean? Like,
Out
I'm
in
sure.
the wind to means like she's been flaky. She's been like
Nah,
going
she's
with other, like,
nah.
what does it mean to you?
She hasn't been in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's what that was my interpretation.
she
that she
hasn't been
moves
lost
around a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, she moves.
Out in the
around a
wind.
lot. She moves around a lot.
okay.
So anyway,
Windy.
we go to Wally's, and then
Still
we go to Delilah, and then
Still iffy.
Okay.
Delilah just took a different direction than what I was expected to go.
What kind of direction did it take? I want to know.
It was just
yeah.
it was just like a lot going on. Like I go.
Like, what is a lot going on?
There's just a lot going on. Like,
I haven't been to Delilah in a while.
You haven't?
Nuh-uh.
It's fun. Like it's fun every time I go.
Okay, so it was
All right,
fun.
so-
So what happened?
all right, so for
you
one-
met this girl.
Yeah, but then another
Did you
girl.
meet her there?
No, we met her at Wally's. So we went to Wally's at first.
Okay.
All right, dude.
Then
You gotta. Hey, dog. We gotta get his storytelling game
We
right.
went-
Yeah,
You're
right.
skipping steps. So you met this girl. You
Yeah,
went
so I
on a
met the
date with
girl.
her
No,
to Wally's.
not a date. It was me, the homie, and then the girl and her friend.
Okay.
So a double
date. Yeah.
Basically.
All right.
So we went to Wally's, right?
Which is not a date.
Yeah. Wally is just sitting there chilling, had a couple espresso martinis, cool, boom. All right. 11 o'clock comes, time to go to Delilah, right? Then I hit the other homegirl who hit me earlier in the day, like, yo, what you on? You trying to go to Delilah tonight? I was like, I don't know. But
You
maybe.
hit the other girl.
No,
There was
another girl hit him
earlier
earlier.
in the day
Okay,
at like noon. Like, are you going to Delilah tonight? I'm like, how do I know what I'm doing at 9 p.m. 11 p.m. I don't know.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I hit her back at like 10:30. Like, yeah, I'm going. If you want to slide. Cool, boom. Pull up at Delilah, right?
Was that a smart move?
Yeah, it was cool. Chill.
Wait, weren't you
So
there?
now
with
it's
another
2
girl?
guys and 3 girls, and you know one girl,
No, we.
but the other girl you just met.
No, I know all of them.
Okay.
I know everybody. I know 2 of the girls very well, and the other girl who is the friend of the girl we went to Wally's with. I've seen her before because she's a DJ, so I've seen her before. We've had conversation, but I don't like.
So it's a friend hang. So you're in Delilah's. What's happening?
But it's just like a lot going on. Like all the homies show up. We know the bartender. It's just like a lot going on.
Okay.
It's like a lot going on, and I'm here right now.
You know, the bartender, that's good. Hooked up.
But how did you get drunk? I mean, what is a lot going on?
It's just
bro?
like it's just like to be honest.
Ah,
I
damn.
can't
What?
recall.
You popping popcorn?
To be honest, I can't recall. To be honest, I can't recall
Hey, dog, he
some of
is
the
popping
situations. I can't recall some of the situation. It's just like just a lot going on.
And but which of these two, which female
Bro,
are you interested in? Maybe more than friends. 2 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, so
When you
yeah,
say more than friends, what do you mean by that though?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Like date.
Yeah,
You want to
I
date
don't
one?
date anybody. I just hang out with
have
people.
them.
You
Like,
don't
yeah,
date
yeah.
anybody?
Have them spend the night.
Yeah,
Have them spend the night.
that's
maybe.
better
Time out.
concept.
I mean, this
What's
is
up?
like for more like a morning show. We should have a morning
What's
show
up?
on this.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with like fantasy
This
basketball.
has
Nothing to do with
anything.
fantasy
Yeah, but,
basketball.
I mean,
But
I didn't know.
What's up?
we know Pavy likes to date, or does not like to date.
I like to go out
He likes to hang out.
to hang out. And
So that means he's non-committal.
Likes to hang out.
So
There's a
that
lot
means
going on.
that he is not going to be committal to his players, which means that he's going to
No,
make
I'm not making no more.
trades.
No, I'm not making any
What
more.
an expert host.
I'm
bringing
not
it
making
back to
any more.
fantasy
First of
basketball.
all, can we go back on our Patrick Mahomes trade, Kamara trade?
What happened?
I feel like it's a good trade for both of us.
It was a
It's
great
trade.
Yeah.
It's a great trade. It's helped
And
me
why?
out.
And why wouldn't you?
It's helped you out. You're
and now-
0-6. You're about
Yeah,
to
but
lose
listen,
to me.
but listen.
0-6. How's
Yes.
it helped you?
Yes,
Where's
but
my
listen.
phone? Can I make a
Destroying
trade to you?
No,
you can
I
beat
saw the
Jason's
trade you
own?
sent me and like no.
No, that was just
Okay,
that was just
okay.
a, that
I
was
saw that. And I'm like absolutely not.
that was just to see if you were up for
absolutely
maybe a
not.
hypothetical.
business.
Absolutely not.
Or you catch him when he's got a lot going on, and maybe he's feeling good in the club.
Yeah,
Knows
I'm
the
just saying,
bartender.
can we pull up a potential trade that
Also,
we can pull off again?
What's up? What's up? What trade you got for me?
So, my dog.
Well, what we got to do is, I know we're talking fantasy football, but later today we have our fantasy basketball draft on the Sleeper app, Who Got
Yes.
Game Season 2. It's starting in a couple of hours because the NBA season tips off tomorrow night. So I'm in another league as well. I had a draft already yesterday to get me ready.
I did too.
Okay, we all had drafts already.
Yeah,
so
fool.
I want to talk a little bit fantasy basketball because the season's starting. I want to know who are some of your guys' sleeper picks this year. Guys who not Jokic, not Westbrook, not LeBron, not AD, not the KD, not the top guys. I want to know who are like the guys you are maybe reaching for in the middle of the draft or late in the draft, sleepers that you're going after. I mean, I'll tell you one guy. One guy, he's not a sleeper, but
Because last year you did this and you took my guy.
oh, so you don't want to reveal.
Yeah.
Who did I take?
Oh, yeah, I took my guys that I was talking
Terry
about.
Rozier, maybe. He had a good year. I took him.
Yeah, I took all
Also,
the
what's
guys.
y'all draft
that-
strategy? Like, what's y'all strategy?
Yeah, I'd
in
rather
draft?
talk about my strategy.
Okay.
But talk about the player that you think. I think Tyrese. I think Halliburton.
Halliburton,
That's a good one.
yeah, it's good. I mean, he had a great
he's
rookie
gonna have
season.
a great year.
Yeah.
Tristan Thompson.
Okay,
I thought
I'll
about
let,
Tristan
I'll let you
Thompson,
take
double-double
Tristan
Tristan
Thompson.
Thompson.
I'm good on that.
I'll tell you one person
He does,
who.
but I would rather have Rashawn Holmes. Rashawn Holmes does a little bit more
That's
of
a good
everything. Younger guy in Sacramento.
I'll
big
tell
man.
you.
Yeah, go ahead. That's what you.
I'll tell you.
And there's Marvin Bagley.
I'll tell you two people who I got really, really late in my draft. Mind you, it's a 22-team league. So
22
team league. So like when you have a 22-team league, you really have to like
Never even
scroll.
heard of that.
Excuse
I don't
me.
even know 22 people.
It's for the fans. We have all of our Hoops and
Yeah.
Brews fans in there.
Damn.
And our Hoops
So
and
you
Brews
really have to scroll and
acolytes in
scroll.
there.
So two people
It's
who I
TPJ
found.
by the
So
way.
that's so you can draft Raul Neto.
I did not draft Raul.
Yeah,
You
but
actually
you're going
can. My
deep.
team is
What's
trash,
the
though.
other dude?
I got
So
CJ
I picked
McCollum on my team.
Jalen McDaniels.
Jaden
Timberwolves,
McDaniels.
Jalen McDaniels. I think he's gonna start.
Yeah.
I think he's
Yeah.
gonna start. I think he also has potential to have. So my draft strategy
He's the
is
type of guy
I
who can
try
do
to look,
everything.
especially in the
And
sleeper
is he a
league.
rookie?
No,
Second
he's like
year.
second year. I try to look for
Rookie
guys.
last year.
Oh yeah. I know
I
him.
try.
I like him.
I try to look for guys who can potentially give me a double, or
Okay.
can put up stats all across the board.
Yeah, all
So
across the board.
I went for Jalen McDaniels and I went for T.J. McConnell. Two guys who I
He gets
got
a lot of
later on in the
steals,
draft.
that guy.
Two guys who I got later on in the draft. Again, we have a 22-team league.
Yeah, that's
So
deep.
you have to
Those
really
are good
scroll.
sleepers.
So those two guys I got late in the draft.
Okay.
All right, dog. We about to stop this motherfucker from talking, man.
Mm.
For real. Hey, man.
I think
Those are
We
sleepers.
said-
Those are sleepers.
Those are
picks.
not sleepers,
Absolutely, those are sleepers. Yeah. What's a sleeper?
bro.
What's the sleeper?
Late in the draft, I'm talking about.
Late in the
Yeah, I
draft.
can see McDaniels, but you saying T.J. McConnell? That's not
T.J.
a sleeper.
McConnell
I mean,
averaged
in
2
his
steals
deep
last
draft,
year.
yeah,
It's a
he-
deep
That's not
draft.
He had 10
that's not a
steals in a
sleeper.
single game last
Facts.
season.
Like that's like
Yeah.
TJ. I think he led the league in steals percentage last year.
Percentage,
steals
maybe.
percentage.
Yeah, per game
What the
or
fuck
something.
does
He's
that
up
But
there.
he plays like 26 minutes. I think he averaged 1.9.
No, I
steals.
like T.J. McConnell. I'm just saying, how is he a sleeper if you got 22 people drafting, dude?
Well, that's
that's not a sleeper.
It's a sleeper.
No, he's not.
It's a sleeper.
Just a regular draft pick
That's
at that
a
point.
regular
It's
draft
That's
pick,
fair.
John.
All right, but,
It's
but-
22
but
people, G.
I got him in the ninth
Now,
round though.
I'll give you
Okay.
a sleeper.
I got him in like round.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
give me a sleeper.
I'll give you a sleeper, and he's a rookie. Bones Highland. Bones Highland, he's on the Nuggets. He's
Okay.
going to come off the
Okay.
bench. Bones can play. I don't know if you
All
know
right.
him. I saw him at Summer League. I saw him in the preseason. Bones Highland is going to get minutes because Jamal Murray's going to be out till, who knows, April maybe?
I actually did see Bones Highland.
Bones
preseason.
Highland
Yeah, he can play.
is
Yeah, he can
nice.
play.
He is nice.
He can play.
And he's going to get some minutes because he's got Will Barton ahead of him, who's a great player, but he's getting up in age a little bit, so I like Bones Highland. That's my deep
That's
sleeper.
fair.
Yeah.
First and foremost, Will Barton ain't passing the ball to nobody.
Well, he's gonna have to pass to somebody. He's got the MVP on his team,
Yeah. Him and Jokic got chemistry.
Yeah.
But Will Barton ain't. You know what I mean? Come on,
Yeah.
dog. That's the show. You
Yeah.
think he like? I like that point you made.
Okay.
But you also have to think about the coaches.
Yep.
It's true.
I think Mike
Is it-
Malone likes him.
Is a yeah, but are
He's
you?
he hard nosed. He
Yeah, you
plays
said
hard. He's tough.
we had the same feeling about Bobo.
Bobo, man, he gets no minutes.
He doesn't get any
I
minutes,
Bol
yeah.
Bol.
Right, but if Bobo got minutes,
Minutes,
he
yeah.
would be incredible.
He would be incredible. He doesn't
right,
get playing
but-
time.
Cool.
He don't really do Mike Malone play young guys?
A little bit. I think he's going to have to in the backcourt, especially.
Nah, they got Composite. They got Austin Rivers. They got some guys who can
Where are the minutes? I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure
they
out
can- yeah, they can
where are
sum up,
these
yeah.
minutes coming from. You got to think about
Over the
minutes.
course of the season. All right.
My
you-
sleeper,
Yeah, tell me.
Boat right.
from the Hornets. Yeah.
Book
Ooh,
night.
book night, book night.
Book night.
Boat right, get your James Booknight. I like him
Bouknight
too.
for
I
the
like
Hornets,
him. He
yeah.
can score. He can fill
And
it
Jordan Poole.
up. Yes,
Bro,
Jordan
I wanted
Poole,
Jordan
big
Poole
time.
so bad. I was so mad when somebody picked him before me.
Terrence Mann.
good
Nikhil
one.
Alexander Walker from the New Orleans Pelicans.
Campaign.
Their shooting guard. Campaign. I think Zion is a player to avoid. I think he could be
sure.
out a long time, maybe all season.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm-
even know.
Wait, he got hurt?
He
Yeah,
broke,
he
his,
broke his
foot
foot.
in the offseason.
But
he's out for right now. They're being
Yeah.
very kind of like secretive about
Oh,
how
wow.
long he's gonna be out. But he needs to lose some weight. He's over 300 pounds. He
Kinda,
needs to get his
sorta.
body right.
It's like, so I went and it's like this YouTube. It's funny, but it's this YouTube doctor, who like breaks down injuries.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the bone he broke is like the outer bone on his foot. But apparently they say he was gonna be healed for the season. I guess for the season start. Now he's out indefinitely.
Yeah.
To be reevaluated in like 2 to 3 weeks.
And I don't think they're going to be good this
yeah.
year. They're not going to rush
Yeah.
him back.
For sure.
I would avoid Zion in your fantasy drafts, or at least I'm going to.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to draft Ben Simmons, though.
You can probably get good value in Ben Simmons because people are avoiding him. Although
Don't do it. Now, look. Y'all are my witness.
Don't
If
steal your
any
picks.
one of these dudes take Ben Simmons, as much shit as they've been talking about him the last 3 or 4 weeks, Ben.
Who been talking
Pavy
shit?
been talking so much shit. TP.
I love Ben
Ben.
Simmons.
Oh, now you say that because we live, but
No,
you
I
weren't
love
saying
Ben
that shit
Simmons.
3
Have I
weeks
ever said I
ago.
don't like Ben
No, I'm
Simmons?
just fucking with you.
know.
I'm
Ben
just fucking
Simmons.
around.
Ben Simmons is great.
I got a sleeper though. I actually got 2 sleepers.
Who's your sleeper, TV?
Oh,
My
are you on the
sleepers?
mic?
Yeah. My 2 sleepers are Kevon Looney and Nick Claxton. Like
The good
those
ones.
are those are
good
sneaky
ones.
I
guys
don't know
that you
about
get.
Kevon Looney.
Yes, because Looney is probably gonna start at the 5 this year.
Maybe.
Because
but
why has
Claxton-
Wiseman played
Knee
it all the
injury.
preseason?
Knee
No,
injury.
he's
Knee
been hurt
injury.
too.
Knee injury.
Yeah. So I
Wiseman's
think
been hurt.
Looney's gonna start at the 5. He's a sneaky guy for you guys.
Claxton. I
Look
like
for
that.
him, and I like Claxton too because the Nets don't have any size.
That's true.
That's fair.
Claxton is not a bad idea. I think Cam Thomas can fill it up. I just don't know if he's going to get enough minutes for Brooklyn.
He gonna be. He can be a sleeper though.
He can score.
He can. He can. The way he score.
Yeah, all-time
I like,
leading scorer at Oak Hill.
You know who else I like for my sleeper?
Oh, tell me.
Kenyon Martin Jr.
Okay.
I
yeah.
thought about that. There's also 2 other guys I thought about really late in the draft. If you have a short lead, I'm sure you can get them around 14.
Yeah.
Grayson Allen or Pat Connaughton. Reason being is because Dante DiVincenzo is out.
Is he still out?
Yeah, he's still out. So I don't know how long he's gonna be out.
Pat rebounds well,
And
that does.
and he makes his threes. But
Yep.
I would go away from that. I'd try and go find somebody else. You know what
That's
I mean?
fair.
Higher upside.
Cam Reddish gonna be there. You
Cam
got
Reddish
You know
will be
who had
you
a
got Huter. You know what I mean?
Porter. He will be there.
Herter,
Kevin
whatever.
Herter, yeah. You know who had a huge preseason, finally living up to his potential? I know you can't, sometimes preseason numbers are fool's gold a little bit based on what the lineups are, was Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba was
yeah.
finally,
Oh, Mo Bamba gonna be good.
showing some potential. He was getting 5 blocks a game.
But that's what I said when they
preseason.
traded Vucevic. Like, you have to at least see what you got in the guy who
So,
you pick top 10.
It's Mo Bamba,
So Bamba, yeah.
and Wendell Carter Jr. are the 2
they just
big
paid.
men who they just paid.
They just paid.
Speaking of guys
I like
getting
Wendell
paid,
Carter. He
Yeah.
gonna be a good
a
pick.
lot of guys from that draft class with Luka and Trae Young all getting paid, getting extensions. Jaren Jackson Jr. just signed a big deal. Mikal Bridges in Phoenix. But one guy who did not get a deal at the deadline was Deandre Ayton, the #1 pick.
That's fucking crazy.
Didn't get paid, and he'll enter restricted free agency. Now, does that, BD, from a
That's
player's
fucked up.
perspective,
That's fucked up.
it is.
That's
But
fucked up.
is he going to play? Is he going to be more motivated this year because he's trying to prove his worth without a contract, or is he going to be just kind of distracted and pissed off about that Robert Sarver won't pay him? How's that going to affect him this season?
One, it's not going to really affect his game because you love to play. Mm-hmm. That's why you play basketball. You love to play. You love to, the wins, the losses, the competition.
But some guys get a little extra motivated in a contract year.
Yeah, guys in a contract year, there's more attention to being more of a team player and winning, but it's still basketball.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so, it's your basketball focus. Now, what I think is going to happen, or I think what happens is there's this emotional compass of wanted and unwanted.
Yeah,
There's this unknown of if I'm unwanted, am I tradable?
Uh-huh.
This year is going to be different because the expectations that the coach and my teammates are going to place on me, the value that they know I have to get to in order for us to win the championship, I am not being compensated for that.
Right.
So if you're trying to push me, right, to a level where you expect my value to be, right, then why are you undermining my value? Right? And so I'm just kind of just painting, you know what I mean? So you can probably see all the emotion, whatever the emotional compass. Yeah. And now when you walk, now you're maybe not as nice, right? Or flexible.
Yeah.
Right? In who you are, which may, if that is not your personality, hurt you, hurt your value, hurt what you bring to the team, and hurt your psyche going into the game to do something that you love. Now, if he was compensated, right, it's okay, we got that out the way. Let's go get a championship.
Yeah, but
we're all in the same game.
You think it could
right
have
now,
a negative
he's
effect.
not in the same game
as the rest of them.
Right?
Well, especially his teammates have got him paid.
Dog,
Mikal Bridges
that's what I'm
drafted
saying.
after him, just signed the deal.
That's what I'm saying.
million.
You sit there and these dudes, you're in practice, and dudes are walking out of the out of upstairs, right, and you want to everybody's getting congratulated for getting their bread,
but you ain't.
You feel what I'm saying? Yet. But you looking upstairs, damn dog, why they doing me? What did I do wrong?
Yeah,
because that's the first thing you start thinking about is damn, what I do wrong?
Right.
I done came here and done everything you've asked me to do.
Yeah.
And now you think I'm not good enough, and my success is based on Chris Paul?
Right.
Right? You think that Chris Paul is making me where I am? Right. But even if he was, then
pay me.
I am performing.
I'm performing.
You're getting it done.
I am performing.
2 wins away from a championship.
I am performing.
Yeah.
At a high level. I could perform
for sure
at a higher level if I was more incorporated into the fucking offense.
Yeah. Right.
I just think Ayton's in a really weird situation because based on what he did in the playoffs, you would think he's a max player.
Clippers, go get Ayton.
Ooh.
That would be great. I think based on what he did in the playoffs, you think that he's a max player. But if you would have asked people that, even people in let's say March, I don't think people would have said that based off the fact some people in his draft class have at that point in time seemed to
who?
Luka, Trey.
And Trey, that's
had seemed to pass him.
Who else?
That's it.
Who was in that class? Was
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Jaren Jackson. Was Porter in that class too? Michael Porter?
Bro. Luka and Trey Young.
No, Michael Porter's a year younger.
Luka and Trey Young are
top of the line.
Yeah, but you already knew that.
But you got pick number one.
Right?
Yep.
But he got pick number one
right.
because he could have a better career than both of them.
I agree.
At the position he plays,
yes.
because he plays a position that is extremely valuable, right? And he plays a way that is counterproductive to what the original, what now the ongoing 5-man is. Yeah. So not only can he guard a 5, but he makes layups and dunks.
60%.
And he shoots a great percentage.
He shoots a great percentage.
Free throw line.
He blocks shots. He plays defense. He's getting better.
Getting stronger.
He's getting
better.
stronger.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's going to be an
Yep.
all-star this year. Right, for sure he's going to be an all-star this year.
It's tough.
I don't know.
I mean, it's tough. Though.
He's going to be an all for sure.
It's tough.
I don't know about for sure.
For sure.
For
It's
sure.
tough.
You got Jokic. You got Jokic starting.
Yep.
I think he's going to replace Rudy Gobert.
Maybe
That's tough.
Rudy's,
That's tough.
That's
tough.
defensive player of the year
That's
every
tough.
year. 3 of the last 4 years.
That's tough.
Yeah,
Rudy.
bro. But
if Utah comes out and they're their crazy record again.
Yeah, I think I don't. They already did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this basketball, bro. You can't just be coming out with the same narrative. You know what I mean? If Utah come out, and jump on people and be 30-3 and like, man, we ain't falling for that again. You know what I mean? And like, no offense to the Utah Jazz,
right?
But like, the Utah Jazz are better off doing what Milwaukee did, right? And remember, I said this, and I quote, I said this when Glasses was around about the Milwaukee Bucks. I said that the Milwaukee Bucks were a regular season team. Do you remember this?
I remember, yes. I remember
I
that.
said they
Yes,
were
I
a
remember,
regular
yes, I remember.
season team.
Yep.
When they get to the playoffs, they'd never become a playoff team because their regular season basketball does not play in the playoffs, and they blow people out in the regular season, and they never have enough close games to know how to win.
Right.
I said as soon as the Milwaukee Bucks stop playing for first place and start playing in the middle of the pack, then they'll be a better team because they'll be able to overcome that hump of why they kept losing.
For sure.
Yeah.
And the Milwaukee Bucks won the championship doing not exactly what I said, but it just went that way.
They were the number 1 seed.
They were
They were
number
the
1
3
seed,
seed, I think. Yeah.
But it also made them play throughout the year and figure shit out.
Yeah.
Right? So like sometimes you want to get off to a great start if you're Houston. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to get off to a great start if, let's say like you're the Clippers or somebody. You know what I mean? Like that's the Clippers' next move is to like actually be in first place, right? To see what that feels like, to see what that chase. But with Utah, it's like you are in first place for the whole season, and then you got walked down. Then you got walked out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Twice. Bro, twice.
Right.
Twice.
Yeah. Use a 3-1.
And I love it. I love the Utah Jazz. I'm just telling you, they need to take a recipe out of Milwaukee's page.
That's fair.
Get in that 4 or 5 slot. You know what I mean? Have some, you know what I mean? Manage those injuries better, right? Get in those tough games and figure out what it is. Lose some more. That's what I'm saying.
No, I feel you.
You gotta, or win some more, right? But the game's gotta be a little tighter.
Yeah.
You don't know how to win.
In no situation.
You know what I mean? And when you blow people out and when you jump out first and you just better polish, you're better organized, that means you're very well coached. And the Utah Jazz are very well coached.
Speaking
you know
of
what
Utah,
I mean?
Look at your socks right now.
Yeah, actually,
John
guys, we actually got some, we got a lot of viewers today. We got a bunch of people watching us right now on Twitter. So everybody go ahead and get your, Twitter handle shout out individually so that way they can know where to follow you guys at on Twitter.
Right, that's right.
And then after
Why
that,
don't we just post it, dog, and then you get off the mic. No,
and then after that, because that's what you're supposed to do, because they also going to hear it on the audio for the podcast.
Appreciate it. Follow us all on Twitter, of
follow
course.
Jason's,
Follow Who Got Game. Yeah, get my followers up. JZ Fish, JZFISH, Pavy
Pavy World, PAVY World, all one word.
There you go.
And then you can just type in Baron Davis. I think it's at Baron Davis.
I think it's just Baron Davis. You know.
And be sure to follow the Who Got Game account at WGG Fantasy as well on.
And then follow SLiC at SLiC Sports.
SLiC, it's right there behind me.
Lead that. Follow everybody.
So we got some fan questions, guys.
All right, let's
fan
go.
questions.
Yes,
Bring us the questions.
They said, Ronald Carroll says, what do you guys see as far as the Raptors and Pacers this year? Will they make the playoffs? Is the East finally better than the West?
Ooh, man, it's hard to say, dog.
I'll tell you the answer to this question, though.
No.
The Raptors, no, they're not making the playoffs this year. Because
Well,
the East is better, and I can name 8
Who's
better
the
teams.
Raptors point guard?
The Raptors
Dragic.
point guard.
Dragic
Is the point
What's
guard.
their starting
Fred
lineup?
VanVleet.
I think
Fred
it's
VanVleet
Dragic,
is gonna be
Van
good.
Vliet, OG.
OG.
Pascal.
Pascal's hurt to start the year.
Okay, so
he'll come back.
Scotty-
and then probably Precious
Barnes.
Achua might
Precious
be the
is
starting
the starting
center.
He's another sleeper fantasy.
He
is
is.
a
I
good
thought
sleeper.
about him as well.
Precious.
Precious.
Yeah. He'll likely be starting at center. I just don't see it for Toronto. I think OG
What's wrong with Pascal?
takes Pascal. He'll be back, but it could be a month.
What's wrong with him, though?
I forget what the injury is, but he's starting the season hurt. I just don't think they're going to be.
What
strong
about
enough.
Indiana?
I do think Indiana can make it. Rick Carlisle's there now. He's a great head coach. They've got a lot. They got Brogdon, Sabonis, Miles Turner,
Karras
one of the
is
best
hurt,
defensive players. Karis LeVert, he's
And
hurt
TJ
right now
is hurt
too.
TJ is still hurt too.
TJ
TJ Warren.
TJ.
In
Warren.
my-
They were talking about your other TJ.
No.
McConnell.
In my personal opinion,
TJ McConnell?
TJ is there, but in my
Aaron
personal
Holiday?
yes, Aaron Holiday is in Washington now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's in Washington now.
As far as sleepers, I actually drafted T.J. Warren in my fantasy league, even though he was out.
I did
Because he's
too.
going to come back and be instant points.
In
back.
my personal
I did too.
opinion,
If you have an IR spot in fantasy, it's smart to draft an injured player because then you put him on the IR and you can play the
get
waiver
that
wire
back.
game
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
Get an extra roster spot.
in my personal opinion, the Pacers are my sleeper team in the East, not to go to the finals, but just to have a really, really solid season if they can get healthy. The issue is they have an injury because I think Karras has he's out to start the season.
Yeah,
TJ's
back.
out.
He broke his back.
like
stress fracture in his back.
Back. TJ is out with his foot to start the season,
Which has been out since March of 2020.
Yeah,
so.
but if they can get healthy, I do think that they have and they have Rick Carlisle now. I think they have a very, very nice team and can make some noise in the East.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the most dangerous team in the East is Charlotte Hornets. Shout out Charlotte.
What? I mean,
I think they the most
what do you mean by dangerous? Most fun?
I think if they I think they will make it into the playoffs.
Charlotte.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
Okay.
And whoever they play, they can beat.
Wow.
They are the one team that can beat anybody.
Charlotte. I think they're too young for that.
No, I think
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They can beat anybody.
I think their chemistry, for one, I think they're the most lit team in the league. They can do so many things on the road. I know Bridges raps. I also rock with Miles Bridges' music.
He fire.
Bridges raps, Rozier
Fire.
raps.
Shout out Miles
They're
Bridges.
all under the age of 25. I think chemistry for them is a huge thing that they will have on their side, more so than maybe some other teams, because they can bond in certain ways that maybe other teams
I'm
won't be able
telling
to
you,
bond.
they're dangerous.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel that.
They
Honestly, I feel that.
They dangerous,
that.
and you got a point guard that is not with the losing. He never stops playing. He loves to play, and he's highly intelligent. If they can get leads with 2 minutes to go, up 4, 5, 6, they're gonna be okay. If they're down 4, 5, and 6, they're gonna be dangerous because they just got dudes who just are unconsciously gifted at hooping, making big shots, you know what I mean? They have the ingredients to me to be able to match up with anybody, beat anybody, because they have someone at each position that can beat you.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? And can have a game, right? And they got a lot
Not
of
at center.
Who's the center there?
Exactly. Plumlee.
Who's solid though?
Yeah, but
He's solid, but they're not beating
I
anybody
think about more
big
you
man.
thinking Bridges or PJ Washington or
Yeah, but they're
somebody like
stretched.
that.
They're
You know what I
stretched
mean?
players.
Rozier,
Yeah, you got
Kelly
They got a
Oubre.
great backcourt
yeah,
for sure.
They're gonna be playing. They're gonna be playing more like Golden State than
They
they are
have
with
to, I
a
think, yeah.
Plumlee,
Right.
right? So if you think about the way that they can, they can beat Philadelphia.
What do you think about Philadelphia this year?
I think that they're actually going to. They're another team that this could be their make year.
Their make year?
Yeah.
Like go all the way.
Like they may not break. Like if they can figure it out and get it together, they may
Yeah.
go all the way.
Okay.
Right? Because they got, they have the talent. They've been close, right? Mm-hmm. They finally come back with the same team. There's a little turmoil. And so it really, for them, if they have, it can get no worse than this mentality now and start to build, then by the time they get to All-Star Weekend, you know what I mean, they could be dangerous. Now, that's also going to be predicated on, what kind of Ben Simmons shows up. Because if Ben Simmons shows up with it can get no worse than this, right? And Doc gives him the same kind of green light he had before, and he actually takes that and accept that because it's not a challenge. It's actually a fucking gift from God. You know what I mean? When the coach lets you get out there and just miss. Right? That's the whole point of being great. It's like you're not worried about your misses.
You do whatever.
And so once he start worrying about once he don't care about how many shots he missed, but knowing that all his shots are really narratives to the game and he has to take certain shots depending on certain things just because, right? And he starts using that to his advantage, that kid could be super duper dangerous. But do I think he will do it? No.
Well, and which Ben shows up, you can just see I retweeted it on my Twitter, Jay-Z Fish. He's at practice today in Philly, and everyone's in their jerseys. He's wearing sweatpants with his cell phone hanging out of his pocket. So he's practicing with his cell phone right now. I mean, I don't want to judge a book by
is he
its cover.
cleared to practice with the team?
Yeah, he's there with the team, but he's practicing with his cell phone.
That's crazy.
It's you don't see that often.
I couldn't wait to leave my fucking cell phone in the locker. Dude.
Yeah, I'm sure. Shut it off, right?
Yeah,
and just play basketball. He's got his cell phone on the court while he's out there.
It's a little off subject,
Well,
but
sorry, I said all that shit about Ben Simmons.
it's a little off subject. But I do want to say that I was thinking about it. The WNBA Finals were yesterday.
Yes, that's
Shout out to
right.
Chicago
Rocking the
Sky.
sweatshirt.
Yeah, dog. We got a whole
sure.
segment for that.
Shout out to Chicago Sky for winning.
Shout out to the Shy
The
for
Chicago
getting
Candace
that
Parker.
first one.
I wish I was
home.
there. I really I was looking at them like, yo, I know half the people in the arena. Like my homies is there. I
Man,
wish I was there.
Chicago,
In
stand
that
up.
moment when they won.
The Sky.
Did anybody see the
The
game?
Sky. Yeah, I watched.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Man,
that was just a phenomenal.
yeah,
It was just a phenomenal playoff
for sure.
and final.
Finals, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Because that's just the the heartbreak, you know what I mean, and the celebration all in one. Because Phoenix didn't do really anything to lose the game.
No, they did
You know what I mean? They didn't though. You know what I mean? They missed some shots.
some layups,
Right? Yeah, you miss some, but you're going to miss those. Right? You're not going to make every shot.
Yeah, but layups in the finals.
They had some turnovers.
Yeah, the one girl missed the one layup.
Yeah, they did a couple though. That was
But
yo.
it's dude, you're going to miss shots.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
the Sky, they were missing shots too.
Yeah.
It's just that that momentum get tricky
Yeah.
when you need that layup that you shouldn't miss.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right, to fall. And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? It's they probably made a couple shots during the game that they shouldn't have made.
For sure.
Right? And so,
For
you know,
sure.
the basketball guys, they will always balance it out. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's what happened. I just give shout out to Chicago because it was just, you saw towards the end of the game a determined team.
For sure.
And they were like, you know what? If we're going to lose in a panic. And this is the last push. So I'm giving you all of my game. You know what I mean? Candace Parker. What's the young lady who's the MVP?
Kalana, I don't want to say her name wrong. Kalana Copper?
No. Kalea Copper.
Kalea
Copper.
Copper.
Fire. The point guard.
Courtney Vandersloot.
Vandersloot.
Who put on one of the
Fire.
best displays of point guard
Hey,
I've probably
fire,
ever
bro.
seen in my life. That
She
shit
was out
incredible.
there point guard.
Point guarding.
You know what I mean?
Getting her on
Copper
point-
was
she
out
getting her
there.
on point guard.
Yeah, definitely
gotta
getting
call
her
her.
on point guard.
You got to call her. 'cause
Hey.
That is.
Copper was out there wiggling. You know what I
Quigley.
mean?
Quigley, who was some big
Quigley was
shots.
out there hitting big shots. Candace was out there just stabilizing and just holding firm.
Yeah.
What a vet should do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Steph, she was clearing up, finishing everything.
Yep.
Right? It was just like it was a beautiful thing to watch
For sure.
how they did it and how each and every player on their side
Yep.
like
Yeah.
like it's on me to win this.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was but it was so collective. You know, a lot of times you get that shit where it's a player
Player, yeah.
and then it's maybe two players, right? But they trying to do it for everybody.
Yes.
But it was like everybody was like, yo, I'm doing this because we have to win. Because
Yep.
we thing. You know what I mean? And that was just that's when like basketball that's when that shit just be moving for you, man.
Yeah.
And like, you know, just shout out to the WNBA for this year for doing an incredible
For sure.
marketing
25th
job.
season.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
For them, you know, just giving us more access, right? For shout out to the brands and the partners that stepped up to really look at the WNBA as its own asset outside the NBA.
For sure.
Shout out to the NBA for stepping up and most importantly, the NBA players for stepping up and really bringing light, you know what I mean, to women's basketball.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just think that, you know, like I said, it women's basketball is very young.
I'm trying to
The
tell everybody.
NBA
is 75
is
years old.
75 years old.
Look at the 25th
The
year.
WNBA is 25
years
years
old.
old. Right? So it's like when you think about the opportunity at 25, by the time you get to 75,
yeah.
your accelerated growth is going to happen. And this year was just a testament of just a love for basketball, but also for women's basketball, right? To unveil themselves, right? And for everyone to let people know that, like, what are you talking about?
We can hoop
this
too.
is already a thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? NBA dudes ain't just showing up because they just showing up to support something. They're showing up because they
basketball.
love hoop.
good
And they
basketball.
love watching them hoop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those women hoop. So it's like, that's where I'm excited, dude. I'm super excited and pumped up. College, high school, you
Yeah.
know, it's just like now, you know, you like, I'm like, yo, I'm following, women hoopers. Like, yo, I love how you get down.
Yeah.
You know, the point guard Vandersloot.
Vandersloot.
Yeah, I love how she get down.
cold.
Is it Chelsea Gray?
Chelsea Gray.
Chelsea Gray.
She's in Vegas.
Sheila Gray was
the
my
Aces.
acting coach.
Mm-hmm.
Sheila Gray
Vegas.
was my acting coach. Chelsea Gray, love her get down.
Yeah.
Plum, love her get down.
Yep, Kelsey Plum.
Skylar Diggins, love her get down.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Young Hollywood out there in Atlanta, love her get down. Trinity.
Yeah, they got to figure that situation out, though.
But I love her
But
get
she
down.
cold, though. She cold.
She cold.
She cold.
You know what I mean? They just not, they should be playing her like the hybrid she is.
Nah, I fit 1,000%.
You know
They
what I
gotta figure
mean?
that
But
situation out.
they got a whip
They
down
gotta figure
there.
that
They
situation.
got-
My thing is like so I used to grow up with this girl. Shout out Christina. We lived on the same block. She was one of the coldest hoopers in our neighborhood. Like growing up, we was like all 12, 13. Like she was cold. Like we go to the park. She would bust the boys. Like she was cold. But like we grew up in a time where it's like the WNBA was a thing, but like women had grown up when it didn't exist. So it was like something that you could aspire to, but like not really because it wasn't ingrained in you from day. Like ever since I've been born, there was an NBA. So like you could always aspire to go to the NBA because like there was always an NBA. Like we're just now getting to the point where young girls can grow up and see that and always and not know a world where that doesn't exist.
Sure.
So like I just think that's huge for the game. Like you said, it's been around 25 years. If you look at the NBA at 25, that probably puts you before the merger. Like games were still on tape delay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then to even have, the finals on ESPN and all the coverage it got, and people, tweeting about it. I know my homies was hitting me up trying to bet on the games.
Yeah, you can.
Like, trying to bet on the games. Like,
Yeah.
bro, who you think gonna win? I know you covered the league. Who you think gonna win? So I just think it was a great display of basketball. Like, the playoffs were fire.
Yeah.
Like, every
Super.
series was crazy. Like, even Vegas losing when Diana blocked Liz's shot at the end.
that was
and
crazy.
that was crazy.
Yep.
This finals for them being down 15, coming back. It was a great display of basketball. And yeah, as somebody who's been covering
This
the league
is
for 2-3
what
years.
basketball is all
Yes.
about. And I want to see the same type of energy for women's college basketball. I want to see the same type of energy for women's Final Four. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this is
You know what's
get down
crazy?
was great. The
They
get
weren't
down was
even
great.
women's college basketball was not allowed to use the
Yeah.
term March
March
Madness.
Madness.
That was only reserved for the men's
Yeah.
Now that's
marketing.
fucked up.
They just changed it. This is the first
Hey,
year
Doc,
that March
the
Madness will
NCAA,
also be
man, we ain't gonna even
women's.
discuss them. They
Yeah.
gotta be a mafia.
Crazy,
but
right?
I
Crazy.
ain't gonna get into that.
Well, they're
Who got
they're
questions?
definitely behind, but they're
All right,
getting
so
it
this next
together.
question is for the star of the show, BD. Our fan Ronald Carroll also wants to know. He said, "Are you guys a fan of the play-in? Do you think
Hell
it'll stay
yeah.
around?" And he specifically said, "Barron, what do you think the play-in would have been like in your playing days?"
It's a great
We
question.
would have to play the Clippers. That would have been that would have been a nice ass game. We couldn't beat the Clippers though.
Which year was this?
The year
Golden
we
State
beat the
years.
Warriors. I mean, we beat the Mavericks.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of time, like the next year, we would have had to play in with Denver. The year we missed it,
Right.
so that would have been, it's like
Yeah.
that.
Was that the
play-
AI Denver team?
Yeah, that playoff, man. That playoff playing. That's what you want.
That's
You know what I
definitely
mean? That's
want.
what you want, because the worst matchup for the 1 seed, could get cracked,
Right.
and be out, and then next thing you know, that 1 seed got a better matchup. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
the worst, it could wind up being the worst matchup for the 1 seed.
True.
And now you got an 8-1, and then it has just as much volume as everything else. And I think that's where like the 1-8 situation really start working.
Is it an advantage to the 1 seed, the fact that the team they're playing has had to play more
Nah, it
playoff
don't
games?
matter.
Or is it a disadvantage because they don't know who they're preparing for? They don't know who
One,
they're
it's hard to prepare, and
They can't prepare.
You got to think while you waiting for somebody to play, you sitting on your ass simulating,
Right.
and they like fighting for their lives. So
Yeah.
when they get to you, they already like
They've been in it.
not only relieved, but they ready to fight again.
Right.
So you haven't whatever battle you fought before, or round you fought before, let's say it's not around.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you got to be prepared to get punched in the mouth because they've already been fighting. You know what I mean? So
Maybe
you got to
another
catch
reason-
up on your squabbles.
Maybe another reason where being the 3 seed, kind of 4 seed, maybe even more of an advantage of being there,
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah. I think so, because you're going right into playing probably a team that will most likely beat you, right? Outside of the top teams, right? So
Right.
it is like the team that you are probably most equal to,
Yeah.
right? In like whatever your story was for the season.
Sure.
And that team is also a team that can beat you.
Right.
Whether
right.
it's 3-6, you know what I mean, 4-5, like
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. You're
Yeah.
probably 3 or 4 games away, in the standings or however you were moving throughout the season.
Sure.
So that's going to be your toughest matchup,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then if you can get to that, then you have a rhythm, you have, battle scars, and now you got it's David versus Goliath at that point.
That's right. All right, TP, we got another question.
Actually, we got some breaking news. Obviously, the Lakers have been a little bit hobbled as we begin the NBA season.
They signing me? Are they signing me?
You tell us. You
BD,
sitting there
you
right
coming
with
back?
Hey, dude, I'm thinking about doing a documentary so I can
like
come
this.
back and be in shape. I just want to be in shape by the time the playoffs start. I like be able to be in tip top shape.
Yeah.
And then hey, if I so happen to get a 10-day,
I like
in March or April,
Yes.
and a team want to just, hey, give BD a 10-day to see what I can do, then I'm gonna shoot a documentary and
like it.
This is the only way that it will force me to train and get in shape. What is the breaking news?
The breaking news is Avery Bradley has been picked up off the waiver wire, so he returns to them after winning a ring with them. So with that happening, what do you guys think about the Lakers, as well as the fact that they have a lot of older players? Some guys have been nicked up. What do you think about the Lakers as we finally are here for the start of the season?
Lakers got to be healthy.
This is a deep Lakers team.
The end of
the season.
The year.
Yeah.
It does not matter what seed they are. All they have to do is
be there.
This year for the Lakers is going to be. This is what you have to watch, right? Coaching staff, medical team, general management. You know what I mean?
Is it in order?
No, not in order.
Okay.
General management, and also their expectations, right?
Yep.
And so they have so many different people, so many great people, older guys, right? But if they can figure out how to become a family in this and a team in this, where it's it's the Lakers right now. People are talking about individual players, but
Talk about them as
but you're a Laker, but it's the Lakers. You know what I mean? People cheer for the Lakers. They don't cheer for LeBron. I was with Snoop last night, and remember Snoop was cussing out the Lakers?
Yeah, because they kept,
Because he's a Laker fan.
Laker fan, yeah.
Right.
Not a particular
Yeah.
and the Lakers have expectations.
Yeah.
And so what they need to do is manage that, right, from the get-go.
Yep.
Change that narrative to buy themselves time to heal and be right for the end of the season and be healthy into the playoffs. So that's what I'm saying is because if the shit get out of hand, you know how the media gets.
Yep.
You know how the injuries. You know how the old shit. The Lakers are already playing into the shit. Even addressing that shit. They're going to have to figure out a certain language and a certain narrative that's going to buy them some time where Russ, LeBron, AD, Deandre, Dwight, Rondo, Nunn,
Malik Monk,
Melo, Bazemore, Avery Bradley now. Who else am I missing? THT.
He's hurt right now.
He's hurt right now, though. Trevor's there.
Trevor's
hurt.
He's hurt. Trevor is hurt.
Yep. They're already starting. A lot of guys hurt, but they are a deep team. They got a lot of pieces.
And if they do
but
that
a lot
right,
of older pieces. Dwight. I don't know if you
but
mentioned.
if they do that right, they'll win more games than they lose.
Yep.
Right? They'll finish in the top 4.
Yep. And
right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it won't matter if they're extremely healthy.
Yeah.
Because they can actually beat anybody and they can lock down.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
go.
Like if they're top 3 in the league in defense by the end of the year, that would be my goal.
Yep.
Sure.
If I'm the Lakers.
For sure.
And if you're that, then the Lakers will win the finals.
Yeah, my thing with the Lakers, even when granted, I wasn't somebody who got too deep in the preseason because it's preseason. But when I did watch them play, I think the Warriors, it was in the second quarter. My thing was can they still guard the way that they've guarded the previous 2 years? And I did see signs that they can. And for me, when you got some of the best transition players ever played the game of basketball, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, if you can guard, get out in transition, I think they'll be fine. But I'm with you. They just got to stay healthy and be there. Stay healthy and be there.
All right.
And keep AD healthy.
And then
man.
also
keep Anthony Davis healthy.
And then I think that Golden State can beat the Lakers.
Well, speaking of that, the season starts tomorrow night with a doubleheader. First, it's ring night in Milwaukee. The banner's going up. They're getting their rings, and they're taking on the Brooklyn Nets. That's going to kick off the season. Brooklyn versus Milwaukee. Great game. Doubleheader followed by Warriors-Lakers here in L.A. Let's do a quick preview before we wrap up today's show of tomorrow night's opening matchups. We got Brooklyn-Milwaukee. What do you think? Who do you like in that one to start the season? Brooklyn is obviously hungry. They just lost to Milwaukee because KD's foot was on the line in the postseason. It's ring night. Milwaukee, I feel like they're disrespected. We're talking about all these teams. We're not talking about the champs repeating. What do you think? Who do you like tomorrow?
It's going to be a congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
It's going to be an incredible night for them.
Yeah.
A lot of motion, crying, rings, you know what I mean, all that shit. And Brooklyn is going to beat the shit out of them because Brooklyn going to have to sit there and watch them. And you know what I mean? And they going to be mad as shit. And Milwaukee will come out and they'll play well in, the first half. But I think they'll give up, or kind of cave in around the third quarter because they'll be just so tired that nothing will go and it'll be Brooklyn's night.
Okay, all right.
I'm going Brooklyn.
Hold that on
because I think if you're the Nets, you're just happy to get to actually play basketball. Like the Nets have had to answer so many questions about things non-basketball related. Yeah. And I just think they just ready to go out there and play basketball. So I'm going Brooklyn in the first game.
All right, and then the next game, the Lakers, we talked a lot about them today in the West. They are hosting the Golden State Warriors. Steph, Draymond, Wiggins, the young guys there now too. No Clay yet. He's coming back later in the season. Who do you guys like with Warriors-Lakers in L.A.?
Steph about to have like 50 points. And I'm going to Warriors. I just don't think in game when I just think the Lakers I don't know. I think it'll take some time. I think it'll take them about like a month to really like figure out what they're trying to do. Okay. So I'm going Warriors game win. Steph is going to score like 45 points.
Former Warrior, Baron Davis. Who you like?
Man, I actually think that this is a big game for the Lakers. Because the Warriors have their number. This will be a real interesting game. I don't even know who all is on the Laker roster right now because they got so many damn people hurt.
Right.
But I would say this. I think that the Lakers will probably win tonight. Right? But Steph is going to go off.
Steph going to have about 45 points.
Yeah.
He going to whoop. I'm sorry, Russ. He just, I don't know what to do about him.
Actually, I take that back. I think that the Lakers is going to win, and I actually think that they're going to pay a lot of attention to Steph tonight. Clay playing?
No.
He's not back for probably at least a month, if not more.
I think they said target date is January.
Yeah, it could be like around Christmas time. Yeah. He's going to get back.
That'd be awesome.
Well, I'm fired up. The season starts tomorrow night. We're going to be here all year long recapping what's happening in the NBA. We've got our fantasy basketball draft that's going down tonight. We're going to draft our teams. We'll be talking about that. And make sure to follow WGG Fantasy for a link to our Discord where we're going to have exclusive content, great conversations throughout the NBA season. Our Who Got Game Twitter handle, again, is WGG Fantasy. For any of you fantasy basketball fans, NBA fans, we're going to be breaking it down all season long. The best guys to sit, to start, to pick up on the waiver wire, who's hurt, who's coming back, all that good stuff. We can't wait to get into it. I was runner-up in our fantasy last season. I'm coming for the chip this year. That is it. We will see you next week for another edition of Who Got Game.
We never made our trade either, dude. That's fucked up. From our sleeper fantasy football.
To be fair, I don't have a phone right now, so I can't even make a trade.
He got the board. He got the board. Pull the board up.
It's a lot going on.
We're not started a trade. You told me to wrap it up. Now you're trying to do it.
It's over. The show's
over. All right. Roll the credits. We're out.
This is like the music and the game show.